Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, whenever it is you're going to watch this video. Right now, I am live on 8 different platforms. And what I'm doing today, it's Monday, and I'm talking about building our consulting company. It failed on my Facebook account for some reason, but that's okay. I'm talking about building our consulting company, and every day, probably around this time, I'm going to do my best around this time to come on and just get a highlights of the day, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is. Today was Monday, not very busy today, but a lot of important things going on. We renewed our property insurance today, 515 renewal. And I can tell you that anybody in the multifamily business, if they're not talking about their insurance rates going up, they're not in the business. Across the market, our rates have gone up. Our lowest increase on one property we've seen, oh man, in so many years, it's like 9%. That was this year. But we had two properties go up 100%, coastal properties, 100% increase last year, 100% increase this year. No claims on either one of those this year. So that's becoming a problem, but we got it taken care of today. One of the big things we're doing is we're working on a resolution. We were working on a resolution with an organization today that they're going to present to their board that will allow us to partner with them, a housing authority, TFC style entity that will afford us the opportunity to build 400 units of, I don't know what that thing was, but anyway, that's going to help us with our 400 units. So I'll talk more about that as that comes into play, but that's a very important deal that's going on in our world right now. It's a situation where we had we pivoted for the good. We thought we were going to build 200 units, and that became too costly to build just 200 units with the extra land sitting there. And the only way around that extra cost was to do all 400 units at one time. So it looked like it cost me a year on the front end to do these 200 units, but what it did is it saved me about 3 years on the back end to get to 400 units. So that's been a great turnaround, man. And that turnaround only happens when you're working with somebody that will not quit. I mean, there are a lot of things going on in the market right now. You've got interest rates going up. You've got some people's interest rates that have gone from 3, 4, 5% to almost to double digits on an asset that they cannot do anything with except try to sell it because it's hemorrhaging money now. There were so many deals that got bought where developers did not buy a cap on their interest rates. And so let's just assume that you bought an asset for $1 million or $10 million or $100 million. It doesn't matter. Let's use $1 million for simplicity. And if your interest rate on that $1 million loan was 3%, and let's just assume you had a $20,000 a month mortgage payment. You got everything fixed around that $20,000. You got everything ginning. You're pulling a little cash out. I'll tell you that the average, now you got outliers on the top and the bottom. Multifamily space, the average is about 10 to 15% of it's actually 9 to 14% of every dollar charged in rent goes to the bottom line. Okay? So if you're charging $1,000, the average developer is getting $140 net to the bottom line on that one unit. So you can do the math on 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 units. But if that's fixed in at a 3% rate, 4% rate, whatever that rate is, and you got a $20,000 debt service payment, and you don't have a cap on that, and that debt service payment goes from $20,000 to $60,000. Do you think there's an extra $40,000 just laying around to cover that on $1 million asset? That's probably 8 units, maybe 10, maybe 15 at most, 20. Okay, 20,000 a unit, 50,000 a unit times 20 units is $1 million. So if you got that kind of asset, you think there's an extra 40,000 a month laying around to cover that rise in interest? There's not. So what happens? These developers are having to put these deals up for sale, hemorrhaging all the way to the bank, all the way to the title company, and that's happening every day. Insurance driving some of these costs as well, driving some of these deficits as well. And so that's just a big deal. I just wanted to highlight that. Let me see what else is going on today. That's pretty much it. I went and visited one of my partners. We've got a development in Greenville, Texas. We sold 200 lots to a national firm for them to build houses. And now we've got 163 paper lots. So we put these deals together. We thought we'd sell these lots at about $45,000. A year and a half ago, we put them under contract, sold them for $50,000. We got a few of them released to us the other day. We sold a few of them for $60,000. And now we got some paper lots, about 163 of them. And we're thinking about developing those because that neighborhood with the 200 lots that we sold, that thing is taking off. The builders are starting to get permits, and they're going to build some houses in there pretty quickly. I'm sure a lot of them are going to be for sale. Some of them may be for rent. We're considering doing 163 paper lots that we've got, developing those and doing those as rentals. If you know anybody, if you know somebody interested in doing some developing with us, have them give me a call. We may be able to put together a deal. We may start raising money for that. Not really sure. Because we do have a deal in Anna, Texas that we're entertaining building out right now. That thing is platted for 204 units. And we've got it. It's not listed on the market, but right now we've got it as an off-market deal. It's 11 acres, recently platted and zoned for 204 units. So if you're in the market and you're interested in that, shoot me an email, give me a call. We can talk about it. If you've got a big checkbook and you want to put some equity into that deal and we can build it, we can put together a deal to do that. But if you want to buy it, give me a shout and we can probably work that out for you. We've got another deal in Mansfield, Texas that we're working out as well. That's a real short-term deal. I think we've got that taken care of, but I'll have more to talk about that in a couple of days. And that's really it, man. A lot of my time today was visiting with my partner, building our relationship and talking about what's next. And, we sit down and talk to other people that are smarter than us, and we put ourselves in those rooms. We have an opportunity to glean from them and what they're doing, and hopefully some of their greatness will rub off on us and some of our greatness will rub off on them. So that's all I got today. I will tell you that we got our company name, and I'm so excited about that. It's Springboard Real Estate Advisors. Springboard Real Estate Advisors. We are a real estate consulting company. And what we do is consult to help nonprofits build their portfolio. And Springboard came about because one of my buddies asked me, what do I do? What do I do for a living? And what I do, I believe, is I create opportunities for people. I create opportunities for high net worth individuals to put their money into an investment and create double-digit returns for themselves and create legacy wealth. I create opportunity for builders to build apartments for us. We create opportunities for housing for people that need housing. So everything I do creates an opportunity for somebody else. And so quite naturally, the best name for the consulting company then was Springboard, Because if I believe we've got a platform to build off of, then we want to make sure that if they jump on our platform, then it's going to springboard them into their next. So that's what we got going on, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, listening to me. It's been a great Monday. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place, somewhere around this time. Dream on Dreaming. See you soon.